In that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. Oh, well, that's to be expected. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Oh, Jesus. A strange word, a foreign alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition, it causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. That girl nearly killed us! Saying goes, women will be the death of men. I'm not being mean by saying that, but it's a saying. I can't be the only one that's heard that. Don't look at me like that. Apparently I've had it for a long time. Really? They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything special. Anything happening. Anything special. Jesus Christ, what am I seeing? Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. I really didn't do anything. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. Be happy you're alive. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure, sadly. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers and balloons and cards. How lovely. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. Well, I guess you know who your friends are then. I realised that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Lazy bastards. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Their parents. Iwanaka was the last to stop visiting. Oh, the woman that nearly killed us. Came to finish me off, did you? But you failed. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. Oh, summer holiday. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day. The hospital. It's not really a place I'd like to live in. Who does? The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they are in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist, if that's even the right way to say it, every time I saw him, for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. Today. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. Well, aren't you helpful? So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly changed its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. Okay. I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low. Now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. Yay! At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Well, the shows at the moment are crap. The UK doesn't even have Adult Swim. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. Really? Well, read a book. Oh, fair enough. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. You bookworm. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hand. In my hands. Will you stop with the dramatic music, please? But I loved the stories. Who doesn't? That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the books I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass. I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. Sounds lovely. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Makes time go by faster. Sometimes I paused in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness. Though the barrier of non-challenge I had set up for myself. Yeah, I butchered that word. The pages of the book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. I don't cry, but that happened only rarely. Fair enough. And I couldn't even cry. I found my brother. The day the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. Well, isn't he nice? He nice. It's like he is trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. Aww. Let the Lord have his party. There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. Oh, we're back to him. Or she. Wait, did it say he? I don't remember. Oh yeah, he takes his time, sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Maybe he was bored. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. Lovely. Hello, Sal. How are you today? I feel like crap. Maybe that's just me. I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. Fair enough. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. Precautions? I like the way you put your faith in me, Doc. We'll have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father this prescription. Okay. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expressions turns wooden as he reads it quickly. Ah. How much is there? So many. Well, I narrowed it down, man. I take it from his hand and look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Well, how many are there? 1, 2, wait, oh my lord. There's so many. Are you going to end? No? Well, let's just read. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me. Jesus Christ. From the paper seems unfathomable. I know it doesn't say that, but I'm going to invent a word. They all blend together in a sea of letters. Jesus Christ. This is insane. Well, you're not the only one. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I get the feeling the drugs are gonna kill us more than the arrhythmia. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sick. all this for the rest of my life, every day. I'm afraid that's the best we can do at this point. What the hell do you mean? However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years? No, I don't want years. I want days. I want days. And to make that happen, let's call Mayuri. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? Well, call Mayuri. I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Well, we could do that. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. That'll probably make them feel worse. Exactly. What? Please calm down, Hisaou. He didn't even say that aloud. He said that in a line, surely. Please calm down. Hisaou, listen to what the doctor has to say. Never. Calm down. The new way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Probably. Whatever of my concerns shows, it's ignored. Oh well. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that's wise for you to be without supervision. No faith at all. At least not until we're sure that your medication is What? You mean tell me that you have no idea? Is he a guinea pig? So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. Hold on, never mind about this transfer. Are we a guinea pig? It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specialises in dealing with disabled students. Back to my main question. Never mind. Disabled. What? Am I? It's a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of the students live on campus. I love it how he's avoiding my question. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Oh, I thought the music went then. Independence. It's school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. Well, aren't you a downer? If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't able to homeschool you. Thanks, Dad. Thanks for the help. We went out there and had a look at a couple of weeks back. I think you'll like it. Well, that's a confidence boost. It looks like I really don't have a choice in the matter. Well, it doesn't say that, but still. When do we ever with our parents, Hisaou? Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. Brilliant. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. You're mean. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help, in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. Lovely. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me, but what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. Really? Not really. It's funny. I'd always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. That's a fresh start. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction and shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now. Something about how I could go back to school anyway, but no. The music has stopped. I guess I was reading too long. Leave me alone. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know it's futile. I look around the room feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. I said that. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something, even if it's a special school. It's something. It's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. Thank God he's seen the light. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. Fade into the light. Act 1. Life expectancy. How lovely. Oh, it's fading. Music? Oh, how nice. Well, I'll leave today's episode off here. I think it's a good end point. My name is Lord Xaydam. You are my fellow viewers, and I do apologise for my English skills. So yeah, see you in the next episode of Katawa Shoujo. I just butchered that already.